I won. Welcome go that lane.
Leave it. It's in your head.
Hi everyone, welcome to Good Bad Deli. I'm Chris King.
Alexander Void.
Today we're having Film Rundown episode 23. We're going to break down the biggest movie topics of the week. We're going to go ahead and get started. We have several topics to talk about. Starting off with Alex, what did you think about this news that just broke? A FIFA scandal movie is said to be produced by Affleck and Damon.
Really good timing. It's funny that it's concurrent with the Armstrong one.
Oh yeah, as well.
Yeah, like it's coming like good times. It's with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, so I'm actually happy for that because I haven't seen them work together in a while.
Yeah.
So both of them producing this, I think it's really cool. You follow sports way more than I do, especially FIFA.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about it?
I love it. It's definitely, there's two big scandals right now that I think would make very, very good movies. One of them being the FIFA scandal. All the officials basically were just found, are probably going to be found guilty of corruption, embezzlement, bribery, all those kind of stuff. And the second one, hoping no one takes his idea, but it would be about the Sony hacks.
I actually believe that there's someone actually already working on it.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, well,
no, like I remember reading it.
I haven't read anything about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone down does do it because it's a very interesting topic. But anyway, so the FIFA scandal, I mean, some people said it's to be expected and stuff. I mean, most sports are just corrupted at this point. Boxing has been corrupted for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, the football players are corrupted have been forever, pretty much. Every sport is virtually either it's been corrupted or it has become corrupted. And this is coming from an athlete, okay? So before anyone jumps on me, this is coming from an athlete. I've been an athlete all my life, stuff like I said, and especially soccer. I mean, I love soccer. Love watching the World Cup every like 4 years when it actually comes around and stuff. But this movie just it does look like it could be really well. I actually would love to see Affleck and Damon star in it as well.
Nice.
Not just produce it.
That would be pretty cool.
Especially in the kind of formula of how Argo was. Like definitely seeing like a boardroom, including someone like Affleck and Damon, would be really cool to see either Affleck play maybe a villain in this movie. Maybe he's the one who's kind of setting everyone off, and maybe Damon is like a good guy, or maybe they're both good guys or both bad guys. I don't know, but I'd like to see both of them take this movie on as well. So I'm in.
Yeah, crossing over to the video game stuff, I do want to see some Matt Damon Ben Affleck DLC. Like I just want them to start yelling at everybody.
In FIFA?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be pretty crazy. So, the next topic is actually regarding Suicide Squad. Cara Delevingne is actually going to star as Enchantress in this movie. We've known this for a very long time. We've already seen a pretty good picture of her, more or less. Can't really see her that well.
The group picture.
The group picture, exactly. But she is unhappy with the superhero movies of today, and this quote believes they are totally sexist. Her quote reads, "Generally, though, superhero movies are totally sexist." Delevingne told Empire, "Female superheroes are normally naked or in bikinis. No one would be able to fight like that. Wonder Woman, how the hell does she fight? She would be dead in a minute." And then when she was asked why did she sign on for the role of Enchantress, she stated, "There are only 3 girls in Suicide Squad, but in my opinion, they have the best roles." And of course, she's referring to Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, herself as Enchantress, and I can't remember the actress' name, but she's playing Katana in Suicide Squad. Which is funny because both Enchantress and Katana don't really talk that much, so I'm not really sure maybe they have bigger roles than we think. But anyway, I mean, I'm a fan of Cara Delevingne. I think she's incredibly gorgeous. She's kind of well known for her eyebrows and such. She's a very, very gorgeous girl. She really comes off as like too much of a celebrity to me. She hangs around with I don't want to say who, but like the wrong kind of people, and she's like a party girl in a way and stuff. But I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like the what is it? The pot caught in the kettle black.
Yeah,
something like that. It's kind of one of those things. And the worst part about it is the fact that she's a model. She's not an actress. Nor does she know anything about comic books. Nor does she ever written anything about comic books. Or does she created a character like a superhero. But I don't know. Maybe am I just being closed-minded? What do you think?
I don't even know who that is. Okay, I don't even know who that is. I just know her from Enchantress just because when it came out, I was like, who is this? Who is this actress? Same thing with Wonder Woman when she was casted. Gal Gadot.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot.
I don't know.
When she was casted, I had to look her up. I was like, oh yeah, I did see her Fast and Furious, but I don't know who this is. And hey, she talks crap about Wonder Woman. Okay, Wonder Woman is practically wearing Xena and she's been a warrior princess forever, and she fought next to Hercules in the show.
Yeah.
Every once in a while. I don't know. I don't think so. Yes, there's some old comics that show a little extra cleavage or extra parts and stuff like that, but to me, that's the equivalent of showing Superman always with a six-pack.
Yeah.
You know, showing like all these characters actually.
It is.
And that's why they're all wearing spandex.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, there's multiple things to unpack here. We're not going to get into it. Again, does she have a right to say what she's saying?
She has a right to say anything she wants to say, but
of course,
it's just it doesn't make sense. Because also we haven't seen that many female superheroes.
No, we
not that I
haven't.
can think of. Well, we got Elektra, which that was in a movie. But we have Catwoman. What was that? I try to forget that even exists.
Precisely. I mean, yeah, she has every right to say what she's saying, and maybe she's right about it. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a female, so I wouldn't know. I mean, it doesn't offend me per se. Some of it does cross the line. More in games.
We'll see what happens with Psylocke.
Yeah, I know. That's what, I mean, I just
wild.
like the character. I don't really care what she looks like, but I like the character. I know a lot of guys love what she looks like, so that's over the plus. But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of weird that she's saying this kind of stuff because, again, we don't have too many female superheroes to begin with. So just having one is happy enough for me. I mean, and if you really feel uncomfortable with it, you shouldn't be a part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have that much problem, you go to the costume department and say, hey, can it be a little more conservative and stuff? I have no problem with women being more conservative. I mean, but it's just kind of weird coming from her. Because she's not an actress, nor is she a comic girl. I mean, so, I don't know. It's kind of weird, but it happens. We talked about this when one woman's costume came out. Is it impractical? Yeah, obviously. But, again, you have to remember that...
So are big capes. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, somewhat. But, I mean, most of the time it's men creating these characters, so you're looking at it usually through a man's perspective. If women really feel that offended, they should get into it and do it themselves. I would love to see more women be involved in comics and gaming and movies in general.
I remember reading a comic. It was a smaller comic too. It was independent, which obviously gives a lot of creator rights, actually, in every single way, creator owned. And she made a comic book character, and she put her what she called cute costumes. Like, she constantly changed the costume. It's not a superhero with just one costume. And she kept changing her up. And still, she wore a lot of skimpy outfits. She wore a lot of, really cool, nice outfits. She wore a lot of suits, like pantsuits and stuff. Like, if you see She-Hulk, when she had her run, she still wore those costumes. She actually wear a lot of, like, when she was a lawyer. Like, it's just, they let them like everything. It's okay. Just like what you like, but don't complain about it. At least not.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But anyway, moving on, we have a lot of trailers that have just dropped this week. Starting with Creed. This is going to be, I suppose, in the same universe as the Rocky movies.
Yeah.
It's, I guess, something of a sequel, I guess you can say, / reboot, kind of a weird thing. But it's basically following the son of Apollo Creed, who fought Rocky in the original movies and stuff, who was like a famed boxer and everything like that. And this is his son. I forgot his name already. I think it starts also with an A. But Michael B. Jordan's playing him.
Yeah.
And it's by the same director from Fruitvale Station, which gained a lot of critical, reviews. Like, everyone loved that movie as well. But overall, what did you think about the tone of the trailer?
It was very bland. It was a bland trailer. It's very paint by the numbers. The whole thing is paint by numbers. It also sadly reminded me of Star Wars. Just, in the end, you have to show Rocky. Show what you got. Like, it's nice. I think it's just a simple, like, pass the torch kind of thing. Like, Rocky is probably just gonna quit after this. He's like, I'm gonna train you. And then, like, it's like, go on. You're on your own. And I think that's what's going to end up being. They just want to pass the torch, keep the Rocky name going, but in a Creed setting.
Yeah, and I don't think that. I mean, what Rocky did was kind of special. I think they made way too many movies. They made, like, 6 or something. I only liked them the first 2. I don't know, I lost count. But I don't know. It's kind of a lot. I mean, and I don't think this is going to become a franchise at all. But we'll see. I mean, maybe people will like it or something, but it's okay. Whatever. The trailer was boring to me. Anyway, London Has Fallen is a nice trailer that just got released, starring Morgan Freeman and Gerard Butler. Didn't really explain much of the plot. They just showed a lot of trailers, not too much talking, not too much exposition. But basically, I guess it's like the same Secret Service guy, Gerard Butler from Olympus Has Fallen, I guess, is now working in London or something, and I think it's like the Prime Minister's building or something that gets blown up or whatever. So anyway, Attack on London. Codename London Has Fallen and that kind of stuff. So it's Olympus Has Fallen in London. I'll start this one off. I just recently saw Olympus Has Fallen. It came out in 2013. I think I saw it last year.
Wow, that long ago?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the first movie. Definitely was not a 10 out of a 10 kind of movie or anything like that.
Is it worth ticket price?
Well, I rented it. I don't know. I'm not really sure if it was or not. Probably not. I guess I would have to say no, just because I didn't watch it in theater. But this one, I think I might just go see it if I have nothing to do that weekend.
No, but like, would you say if you knew enough, would you want to watch it in theaters? Like after seeing it, would you be like, this would have been a nice event?
No. I was perfectly fine seeing it at home. But I liked it enough as to where this one I probably will check out while it's still in theaters.
Wow. I didn't see the first one. It didn't catch my interest, and also sadly, this one doesn't catch my interest either. This trailer didn't show me anything. I didn't even know if to call it a trailer because it was kind of a teaser. It's just a minute and something, a minute and change, and it just showed me nothing. Like I'm looking at this, I'm like, is this footage from the last movie? I didn't get it. I didn't care for it, and probably if I watch the first one, I would care, but I don't care right now.
Yeah.
Trailer
it's kind of insane.
Flop to me.
Now, this trailer definitely very highly anticipated, so especially for me personally, you as well. Steve Jobs trailer 1 finally got revealed. We had a teaser a while back. I know we got the actual full-fledged trailer. I'll let you go ahead and start it off.
So first off, the teaser was awesome, and this built on top of that. Like this trailer was good. I love the beginning of it. There's a lot of one-liners in it, which I loved. It's like, what do you do? It's like, I command the orchestra. I'm like, yes! And then the whole thing was just really good. I really liked it. This sold me completely. My only issue with it, which is not really an issue, but he does not look like Steve Jobs at all.
Nope.
At all. But this one, I will watch in theaters. Like, somebody terrible took me to a terrible movie with Ashton Kutcher.
I know.
Which was just called Jobs, right?
Yes,
just called Jobs. I wanted to like that movie, I guess because out of Social Network and stuff. But this one just really looked like they're actually paying attention. They're trying Seth Rogen. I'm excited to see what he can do. I'm so for this one.
Yeah, I have a lot of mixed feelings about this trailer. Yeah, especially exactly like you said, right? Because I'm the one who dragged like everyone in GD.
Everyone.
I literally dragged them out of their house to go.
Asleep.
Yeah, go and see Jobs. Like, we have to go see it because like I want to go see this movie. One, because like you mentioned, I am still such a fan of Social Network. I think it's one of the best movies, maybe in the top 1,000. I know that doesn't sound like much, but it is that good. Like to beat out the millions of movies that there have been.
I'm a David Fincher fanboy, so I guess that's why it's really up there for me.
It's good. It is like, if I would have reviewed it today, it's probably like a 9 out of 10. Like it is almost like a must see for just I don't know, people who are fans of
into film,
technology, film, and business, all that kind of stuff. It combines it all, everything like that. So with Jobs, I had really high expectations as well because obviously they're trying to take off of that. Which is funny because Social Network took off a lot about the Steve Jobs story. Yeah. You know, especially this biography by Walter Isaacson. I don't know. Let me just start off with the last point you made, which was that he doesn't look like Steve Jobs. Yeah. And let me re-emphasize that.
Big issue?
Yeah. He does not look like Steve Jobs at all. At all. Nor does the setting really look like... Like Jobs, the design was actually one of the highlights. Because it actually, he looked like Steve Jobs. The clothing pulled you back into like the 70s. Even like when they had... they were showing like at this kind of like one of the original like computer worlds that they did, conferences. Their booth looked like it came back from like the 70s. It was like the technology, the lighting, everything was like to the T. The design, even the Apple offices and the Apple campus looked like the legitimate ones. This one, I saw nothing of that. I didn't even see like a single iPod or a single Apple logo anywhere. You know, so I looked it over many times. The one thing I really did like was there's one thing where Jobs was standing over a table and it's like totally lit up and it's just different squares with different colors.
Yeah.
And you could probably tell this is the kind of guy who he was an artist originally, so he loves typeface. He loves looking at just the actual like the font and the typeface and the color. Everything matters to him, like the color and style. So they did emphasize that, which is cool. But he didn't wear glasses for like half of the trailer.
Yeah. And
it was a long trailer, 2 minutes 30, and I just watched it again. He's not wearing the glasses, and I've never seen Jobs without his glasses, like ever. Like maybe I think in one picture with him and Wozniak, he's not wearing his glasses. But for the most part, every time I've seen him was with glasses. So
yeah, but this is older Jobs, at least in my mind.
Well, yeah, even then, but he's usually at class for most of the time. And this, like I said, is old jobs, which is kind of weird. So unless those were like really big flashback scenes, perhaps. But that was kind of confusing me. The point being that if you didn't tell me this was Steve Jobs' movie, I almost wouldn't have known.
I agree with you.
Because I don't even think they even uttered the word Apple like one time, you know. So
what, you saw the iMac?
Yeah, like there's one good shot at the original IMAX. Like I said, anyway. So the biggest part for me was the design was kind of off. But as far as the whole tone and stuff, it seems to be pretty okay. The highlight is just Rogan. Just watching it, because most people didn't know that. I mean, in the Jobs movie, they portrayed him as like weak and very like submissive. But in reality, if you see the interviews that he does now, he's almost like still upset that everyone believed he was like the quiet nerd and stuff. Like, no, he wasn't. He was a very big part of Apple's creation, and I hope that they give Rogan a very good chunk of this movie. I want to see that kind of come to clash. But anyway, so I mean, we'll see. But I'm hyped for the movie. The trailer didn't really do it for me, but I am still really hyped for this movie. I still want to go watch it for sure. Moving on, Paul Thomas Anderson may have just been sent to write and probably direct live-action version of Pinocchio. Including Paul Thomas Anderson, for those of you who don't know, he's written and directed really, really big, critically movies, Boogie Nights, Punch Drunk Love, that was with Adam Sandler, There'll Be Blood with Danny DeLewis, The Master, and with Joaquin Phoenix. But yeah, Pinocchio movie.
I think it's gonna be really dark and really good dialogue. I'm one of the few people who didn't like The Master. It was boring to me, and that actually is Inherent Vice. That's actually how I started his thing, and Magnolia was my thing. That was my jam when I was in, I was still in middle school, I believe. Still there. Punch Drunk Love is my favorite Adam Sandler movie. That is not comedy. I don't know how many you could say about that.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's what made me take him seriously.
Oh, okay.
That's what really made me take him seriously. That's why I kept watching his movies until right now that I don't watch anymore. There Will Be Blood, of course, is a huge thing. Of course, that thing was beautiful.
One of the best movies.
So, so you could feel the tone now, and that from Pinocchio, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, it's gonna be too realistic, or I don't know what's gonna happen. There's a lot of dialogue, gonna be kind of quirky. I don't like it. I don't like it. And it's still Robert Downey Jr. too.
Yeah, that also is another big red flag for me, because Robert Downey Jr. has kind of already proven that he can't do anything besides Iron Man at this point. I wasn't even a big fan of him before he was Iron Man. I know people were, but I mean, besides Chaplin, even that movie was like, I didn't really like it.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he had a few every now and then, but I'm just not a big fan of him. But anyway, so I mean, we'll see. I'd rather Paul Thomas Anderson do something original. We'll see. So now, in other news, Kong, Skull Island, has just lost Michael Keaton and J.K. Simmons due to scheduling conflicts. Is this a big deal or not?
Parker. Okay, and Batman.
And Batman.
I think so. This movie, I don't even know why it's being made. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that these are big stars, and then actually walking out. I guess scheduling conflicts.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're just saying that, but I don't care. I don't want this movie to be made.
I buy it just because. I buy the fact that it is probably scheduling conflicts because of the fact that J.K. Simmons just won an Oscar.
Yeah.
So that guy is probably busy. He probably just got an offer of at least 10 scripts. I guarantee were just sent to his house.
And he's coming back for next Spider-Man, hopefully.
Oh, let's hope so.
Hopefully.
And Michael Keaton as well. I mean, just coming off of Birdman and stuff, he can pretty much do whatever he wants now. And I'm pretty sure they would rather do dramas and more serious kind of movies. So Kong just seems like a step backwards for these guys, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm not too hyped for the movie anyway, but we'll see. I am a fan of the original King Kong though, so we'll see what happens.
Oh no.
Not the reboot, not the remake with Jack Black.
That was Peter Jackson.
Yes, yeah, not that one. Andrew Nicole set to write the Monopoly movie.
Yeah,
that one's confused me. Writing credits include Gattaca,
yeah.
Simone, Lord of War, and Time, movies that I have not seen, but you have. So what do you think?
It's funny because I stayed selected because these are the biggest ones.
Yeah.
Strangely, I saw all of these. I saw all of those movies.
Oh, okay.
And again, the tone is just really weird. Gattaca, it stars Ethan Hawke, and it's this weird futuristic thing, which was pretty cool in concept, but overall the movie just didn't do well for me. Simone was with Al Pacino,
Oh, okay.
And it was this fictional robotic person, pretty much what people compare to her.
So he really loves like technology. And
yes. Then from there we move up to Lord of War, which is pretty much just selling guns. It was Nicolas Cage, and if I remember, Jared Leto was actually in it.
Oh.
So I think it was his partner. And then In Time is Justin Timberlake with Amanda Seyfried, which again more technology. Interesting.
Yeah, it looked like an MTV movie or something.
Yeah, you know what? I think it was an MTV movie. I think it actually was. Yeah. Produced by MTV. But anyways, this makes no sense for me, okay? And Monopoly, I hope you are a dog with a hat.
Or a thimble. Just like
an iron.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's going to happen. What is this? What is this movie? Are you going to collect 200? Like, what? You just go straight to... I don't understand. Yeah. Is this really about monopolization, or are we gonna do like Battleship and have robots?
If it actually is about like a business coming up, becoming a monopoly, that's dope. Because I am working on a story like that as well, but it doesn't have to do with the game. But that concept, I love the concept of monopolies and duopolies and stuff. And I love the game as well. So I don't know, but we'll see what happens.
But one thing that somebody else I was talking to earlier today, she stated that this reminds her of Pixels. Of Pixels, like she thinks.
It's weird if they fuse technology and Monopoly and or technology.
Like, will this happen in Pixels in the real world?
Something like I mean, I guess it would make sense though if they'd have to do it. Moving on, James Gunn has just stated that Ant-Man is his favorite film since Iron Man 1. Right?
I love James Gunn. I love how open he is. I think Marvel's mad at him. They just seem to leave him alone. I don't know what's happening with that, but James Gunn really stays his mind. I'm really for it. I'm already sold with Ant-Man. It's just this is an extra like nod because James Gunn and I like we would be like bestest friends if we ever met. I believe so.
I massive fan of Guardians of the Galaxy. Wasn't a big fan of any of his previous work really, but he redeemed himself as a director just because the Guardians is so good. And I guess I can imagine him liking Ant-Man, but I'm excited for Ant-Man. I'm hoping that it will be as good as it says.
What did you think of the clip?
The clip that you sent me.
Yeah, it's a TV spot.
That clip was awesome. It's the best Ant-Man footage I've seen so far, probably besides the original Edgar Wright Comic-Con test.
Yeah, but that doesn't count, even though that was awesome.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, this is the best.
Thanks for ruining this clip, Chris.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking of the better one.
I know, yeah, but this one was so good. It showed off exactly what Ant-Man's probably gonna be like. So I liked it. Moving on, we have more Ghostbusters pictures come out. One of the proton pack and more of the uniform. What do you think about the overall aesthetic and look of it?
You know, it's strange because I don't care about this movie at all. This is not a movie I want to watch. This looked like what they were hand-me-down, so it does seem like it's going to be a sequel. So there's that, or they really just put it together and they're like maintenance people. I really don't know. But these images, I don't care about them. I'm just not into this movie at all.
I'm a Ghostbusters fan. I mean, at least of the first one. Not a big fan. Not like some people. I know that Ghostbusters has like a cult following and a big fan base. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna see it. I'll see it because Paul Feig is directing. But other than that, I mean, I'm not sure yet. So we'll see. Robert Zemeckis has stated that Back to the Future will happen only over his dead body.
Yeah, I love that. I love that he said that. Just that line. Just it's like, oh, Ghostbusters over my dead body.
Yeah.
It's just yes. This is good news, I guess. I'm one of those people who actually thinks that every movie is gonna get rebooted. Every single franchise will get rebooted or have sequels to it. So it's nice that somebody's actually standing up for it because he actually he actually had on his contract that he pretty much owns it. Like he still has the rights to it. So this really does put everything to a halt. So I just don't want him to mysteriously die in a plane crash or a car accident.
I know, right?
Yeah, right, mysteriously.
Watch out for the snipers.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm also I'm a believer of that. Most movies, I mean not most movies, but there are several movies to me that could they be remade? Yeah, of course they can be remade, but I just am a big doubter that they would actually work. Like it doesn't matter if you get a cast with Bradley Cooper and Christian Bale. Like for instance, Breakfast Club is one of those movies for me. It's just gonna be partly because it doesn't need to be remade, and I don't mean that doesn't need to be remade just because you said it almost every movie. I mean because it is so good and it looks so good that it stands up. Like you can watch it tomorrow and it does not age. It doesn't age. It feels like a period piece. Like you just put it in the 80s, you know. So it works. Back to the Future is surprisingly, I'm going to say that that's the series that probably should be remade because I mean the original one was set in 2015 and we're in 2015 now. So I mean that's obviously the future didn't really pan out the way they kind of overshot it.
What
you know?
they're doing hoverboards, okay?
Yeah, I mean,
they're working on it.
Yeah, with Tony Hawk and the candid cameras and stuff. You know, so I don't know. I mean, they had like an original kind of Oculus kind of thing back then, which is kind of funny. But I would like to see another one be made and kind of be really good. But the problem is that like who's going to star in it? We don't really have a Michael J. Fox of this generation or anything like that. So I mean, it would be interesting to see. Now the question is, will Universal be able to do it without Zemeckis' blessing? I don't know. I mean, if he truly owns the rights, then there's an argument there that maybe he will. But again, knowing how many lawyers Universal has, Universal is the one who they still merchandise the heck out of Back to the Future.
Yep.
Back to Future Lego Dimensions this year, so they still rely heavy on it, and
it still exists in the world.
It's still like an interactive franchise. It had several TV shows, like cartoons, whatever. So I believe they will at some point. If they have to wait over his dead body, they probably will. But it probably will happen eventually.
Yeah. Sadly, I have to state that he is 60.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go like 20 years.
We'll see what happens.
I don't know. Depends on how healthy he is.
Just be safe, Zemeckis. Okay, moving on. I was gonna say on a lighter tone, but this goes darker. Guillermo del Toro is no longer attached to Justice in the Dark.
Let's hear that pun. You got darker.
Exactly. So I'll start this off. I'm a big fan of Justice in the Dark. I love the concept. I didn't read like every single comic. I'm not super well versed, but they had like Murder Man and what Proto Man and Ghost Man. Zatanna was in it. Swamp Thing was in it like at one point. I would love and kill to see a Justice League Dark movie. I just don't see how it's going to be possible. Constantine inside Justice League Dark would be dope. Sandman, if he would be in Justice League Dark, would be dope. But I'd never believe that Del Toro will actually do it. Because he's attached to 50 projects, and he never gets around to any of them.
And now he's working on video game stuff too.
Yeah.
So he's doing
we know that would never get cancelled.
Yeah, so this I didn't see it happening, and it kind of scares me because this also makes me think of Sandman. Is that ever gonna happen? There's a big name behind it. They've been working on it for a long time. It keeps falling. Yeah. So there's the same thing. Guillermo del Toro loves his monsters. He's working on Pacific Rim 2, so I can see why he can't do this. And Justice League Dark would have been a really cool concept for a fan. But it is a niche market, just like Sandman, so I can see why people are not pushing it.
Yeah, they did say that they moved Sandman to New Line Cinema.
Yeah.
But they also moved Justice League Dark to Warner Brothers. So it's kind of weird. I'm not sure what's going on there, but this means that either they're about to announce something, or they're just putting it there for safekeeping.
Yeah. I really hope that I'm one of those people who actually liked it. I really hope that they make this Constantine Keanu Reeves. I really like that Constantine. I love Constantine. And I'm a Hellblazer fan. Okay, I'm actually a Hellblazer fan. I read the comics and the books. Okay, so I am this weird nerd, but I don't know, for some weird reason, I like that Constantine movie, and I wanted that to go on. I think that was a good intro, and it could have been something better. It reminded me a little too much of Mummy, not just because of Rachel Weisz, but it just, I liked it. I thought it was very interesting.
Okay, so in our final topic, Alan Taylor, the director of Terminator Genesis, which is just coming up in a few weeks, stated that the marketing, referring to that first trailer, or actually I think it was like the second trailer, showed way too much, and actually went into spoilers that he didn't want to reveal again.
Yeah, I actually think this is really good that somebody actually said something. Now, if we could get every single person who works on Sony to also state the same thing, because we get way too much in this trailer. It's like we see the whole movie. This movie, I'm not even gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch Terminator Genesis, whatever the hell it's called. I'm not gonna watch this thing, even though people keep saying that it's a good movie. Well, we got James Cameron stated that was a good movie, and he said that nobody paid him to say that. But he is right. Showed way too much. I saw the whole movie. I don't care.
Yeah, I echo those thoughts completely and stuff. Very unsure of it. No. Terminator for me died with the first one. So I left it alone after that.
Nah. It was Judgment Day.
Nah, it was like whatever. There's like half of the movie was okay.
No liquid
But-
robots for you.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's kind of weird, but anyway, guys, that is it for this week of Film Rundown. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and just keep up to date. We're also on Twitter at GoodBadDeli. You can keep up when we're going to start posting when these videos come up and everything. And start to comment. Give us some questions. We'd love to get some questions, you guys, regarding any of these movies coming up or movies, in the far future. So make sure to subscribe to GoodBadDeli, and thank you guys again for watching the video.